sweeties, how are you doing? Welcome to Nanyacim. If this is your first time of coming across this channel, sweetheart, kindly smash the subscribe button, turn on the notifications so you get notified each time I upload, and please give this video a thumb up. I appreciate you so much, and thank you so much for coming back to watch my videos. You are awesome. So I saw this video on TikTok making waves, and I was like, I am definitely bringing this here so we all can talk about it. And it's about a brother got a question to ask those that have, like, if you have lived in states and felt like, man, this place is not for me, as a Black person, where did you move to? Were you happy where you moved to? So he's probably looking for recommendations and all that. And guess what? There are so many stitches to it, and you know what, let's get straight into it. But then stay glued to your screen. See you.
This TikTok is only for Black people who have lived in America and decided it's not for them and they've left. And they're much happier as a Black person outside of America. Where'd you go? And what's it like? Also, is it LGBTQ friendly? Because I can't.
All right. Let's get into the stitches and see what people got to tell him. All right.
Much happier as a Black person outside of America. Where'd you go? And what's it like? Also.
Okay, so I moved to Ireland about a year and a half ago, and I moved with my husband and kids because my husband is Irish and the kids having their Irish citizenship, and just the whole visa situation was going to be a lot easier, and it was probably going to be a lot easier to settle in because he's Irish and having family over here. So I've been here for a year and a half now. And so 6 months into living here, I found it really hard to adjust, and especially coming from New York City and moving to the Midlands. So I would say reckless things like, I want to move back to America. I miss New York. I miss this or that. Because I just missed, I think, certain things about New York. Because things are a lot different here than what I'm used to. And so one day my husband comes to me, right? And he's like, I just got a job offer back in New York for this much money, whatever. And y'all, I didn't realize how much I appreciated living in Ireland until he said that, because the fear and the anxiety at him possibly saying we should maybe move back to New York woke me the hell up. When it comes to Blaxit, I just want to say to Black people who are thinking of leaving the United States, please be conscious of the fact that no matter where you go, it's not going to be perfect. No country is perfect. Every country has some form of the isms. There's going to be something there. There's always some ignorant folks everywhere. Just be conscious of that. Do your research. But I have to say, truly, the safety and sense of peace I have living here in Ireland, I have never known it in all my 26 years of life, growing up in the United States, living in either Florida or New York. Unmatched. And if there's anything I appreciate about living in Ireland, it's the fact that I feel safe and I am at peace and I'm not scared and I don't look over my shoulders and I'm not afraid of the police. And for the most part, people are very kind and they're very welcoming and they're polite and they mind their business. So I would never trade the safety and the peace that I feel and raising my kids here, and just knowing that I don't have to, the fears that I had in the US about raising my children there, I just don't have those fears here. So if you can leave the US, if you can move, if you can explore, do it. Absolutely do it. I have no regrets. So grateful.
All right, let's get into the next one.
Black people who have lived in America and decided it's not for them and they've left.
Bonjour, moi j'habite à Paris, mais je suis du sud de Californie, specifically Long Beach. J'ai habité là et je suis grandi là. And my favorite thing about living out here is I don't gotta worry about shit getting shot up. I don't have to worry about gun violence on a daily basis like I do in America. If there's a creepy man, do what men do, and they catcall me, I'm not concerned that he might pull a gun out on me. I feel more confident in my ability to defend myself. If there's a white supremacist and a racist, trust me, they out here. I'm not worried about him shooting me just because I'm Black. That's not to say that there ain't no crime out here. I still gotta be on my P's and Q's and watch myself, but I'm not concerned about that specific type of violence. I could sit in a park, I could go to the mall, go to the metro, and I'm not worried about well, what if there's a mass shooting? What if I'm gonna be a victim of gun violence today? I'm not worried about that. And that type of lack of anxiety is motherfucking priceless to me.
All right, next.
This TikTok is only for Black people who have lived in America and decided it's not.
I mean, y'all knew I wasn't going to miss the opportunity to speak on this. So I'm from Los Angeles. I've been living in Mexico City for over a year now, and it is the best decision I have ever made in my life. I am the happiest I've ever been. I'm the healthiest I've ever been. People tell me like they can see the difference from my videos, because I talk about this on my YouTube channel, from when I was living in LA to how I carry myself and I express myself now living in Mexico. I highly, highly recommend, if you can live outside the US for 3 months, a year, like if you can do it, please do it. I think it's important for everyone, but specifically Black people, to see that we are not only surviving, because that's what I felt like I was doing in LA. I was just trying to survive. We are thriving. We are thriving outside of the US. And something that someone told me that really I think freed me and made the decision less difficult was you can always go back. The US isn't going anywhere. You can always go back, and you might have to rebuild your life, but it's not going anywhere. So yeah, I highly, highly recommend it. And I understand that feeling too of just wanting to get out. I couldn't explain it. I moved to Playa del Carmen in September of 2020. And it was after we were protesting, and I was just feeling like I can't be here anymore. I couldn't really put it into words, but I knew that I had to go. And I'm so, so happy that I did. I'm so happy that I did. And I hope that you get the opportunity to do it too.
For Black people who have lived in America and decided it's not for them and they've left.
So it got deleted last time by TikTok, but I'm still gonna give you guys my perspective. I live in Merida, Mexico, and I've lived here for going on 9 months. Damn. And I absolutely love it here. I love it here. I have an apartment, I have friends. It's not what they told you it is. They lied. And I absolutely left the United States because I was tired of being poor and Black and basically a fucking victim. You gotta take control of your life and get the fuck on. So, yeah.
This TikTok is only for Black people who have lived in America and decided it's not.
So, go back and look at that first video. Really cool. So, I was not anti-America or anything like that, but I was ready. I was tired of the paying rent, the hustle and bustle. I was a teacher, and then I said, F it. I said, let me go ahead and apply to teach abroad during a pandemic, and I did. I did it. I got engaged. Met some great people. I live in the Middle East. My school pays my rent. I live in a really nice place. The place is right over here. Transportation to and from work. Tax-free salary. So yeah, end up getting married in approximately 10 months, and my fiance lives in Italy. That's it.
This TikTok is only for Black people who have lived in America and decided it's not.
Hi there. So I actually moved out of the US in December of 2020. And first, my lovely partner and I, who is here, we went to Ecuador first, which was really calm, really chill. I do suggest it, but not for people that actually want a social life, especially Black people, Black queer people who want Black queer community. Ecuador was really chill, really calm, definitely not homophobic, at least not in a way that was very safe, at least not in a way that was ever shown to me. I don't know them people's internal beliefs because they are Catholic, but not in a way that anybody would ever try you or disrespect you for being queer at all. So Ecuador was cool, but chill. Went to Colombia for a couple weeks. We're not really gonna speak on that. I don't really have enough experience, but everybody that I've heard about that goes to Colombia, they enjoy it a lot. Great place, definitely a place where you can find Black and queer community depending on what city you go to in Colombia.
Specifically Medellin.
Specifically Medellin is a great place to find Black queer community in Colombia. So yeah, Colombia is cool. Also, Colombia has obviously a very large like Afro-Colombian community, so you get to see other parts of the Afro diaspora that are not limited to other Black people. And now I actually just returned to Mexico. My partner and I were here for 2 months at the end of 2021 after a year of traveling. And we actually just got back now in March of 2022 after going back home for a couple months. Going back home definitely reminded me why going back home is not for me. Obviously, everything is expensive. Y'all seen them gas prices. We don't got to talk about it. And yeah, now we're in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. We actually decided to stay in Playa del Carmen for basically probably about 6 months because Mexico has a 6-month visa that's really obviously easy for US passport holders to visit. And Playa del Carmen has a very, very, very large Black community, Black queer community, a lot of Black queer creative artist people. There's a lot of socializing and communion that happens here. There's a very strong sense of community. There's also a great party scene. If that's what you're into, there's always a move. It's not as cheap as Ecuador was, and it's not as cheap as Colombia was, specifically Playa del Carmen, just because now it's kind of touristy, given that it is so close to Cancun and Tulum. We also tried Mexico City, which was also really, really great. If you're looking more so for city energy.
Very similar to New York.
Very similar to New York. Yeah, their train system is pretty cool because they have a like 2 section of cars that's only for women and children, or basically anybody that's not a man. So yeah, you should definitely move out of the US if you're Black, because
And queer.
and queer, because emancipation. But also be mindful. Be a mindful traveler. Don't be a colonizer. That's it.
All right, let's check out the last one, I guess.
Black people who have lived in America and decided it's not for them.
Hey guys, so my girlfriend and I moved to Mexico 6 months ago, and we absolutely love it. The people here are very welcoming, they are very kind, they are very nice, everyone's super helpful. We haven't run into any issues with being Black and LGBTQ here. Some of the things that I absolutely love about living here, the cost of living. We were able to cut our bills more than in half. Access to healthcare is super easy. If you need to make an appointment with the doctor, you can probably get in, if not that same day, that next day, and it's super affordable. We're able to do things like go to the amusement park, go to the aquarium, eat out every other day, if not every day, at a very affordable cost. Overall, our quality of life has increased so much. We are so much happier outside of the US. We feel safer outside of the US. We feel more accepted outside of the US. So if you are thinking about doing it, you absolutely should.
Yeah, you all heard there, you know. And the truth is that they did not lie. You just have to try it, experience it. And you know, some people are kind of stuck. Like a lot of people, especially in the States, like, you know, if I move out here, what's gonna happen, and what's all this person's like, you know, how am I supposed to cope? Trust me, all you have to do is just make a move, right? Make a move, and then you are gonna enjoy it. All right, I am in Turkey and I am having a great time. So thank you so much everyone for your support and like, you know, watching till this very moment. I appreciate it, and you know what, see you all in my next video. Bye for now.